Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing my May the Force Read With You TBR. So as you guys know from my last video, we put out the May the Force Read With You readathon announcement to go over all the different specifications for the actual readathon, which will be happening in May, and it's going to be the entire month of May. But now it's time to tell you about my TBR and my chosen calling that I'm going for, and hopefully all the prompts I can get. I'm being very ambitious in this calling that I'm going for and all the different prompts I'm going to try and do. So we'll see how far I get, but I'm excited to do it and I'm excited to take on this challenge. I also want to say props again to Marcus for creating essentially this entire thing. He did everything and I'm just the voice of it, but he put all the work into creating the whole thing, putting it together, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, props to him for doing that. All right, so as you know, you can choose from 5 different callings. I've decided that I'm going to go completely in the neutral route, which is the bounty hunter calling. And so I'm going to try and do the best I can for that one. Now, I don't think I'm going to get full points for it because I'm just not that fast of a reader, but I was a little strategic in the way I planned around my TBR. So I should hopefully be able to do a decent job. So the first prompt I'm going to try and do is for the species one. And so I'm going to try and be a Jawa bounty hunter. I thought that would be pretty funny. So for Jawa, the prompt is to read a book that is a mystery book or read a book that has shadows on the cover. So I'm going to be doing Through the Midnight Door. This is a book that I have on my NetGalley TBR, and it just sounds super intriguing and it has shadows on the cover. I'll show it here. It's an image of a decrepit house with shadows around the house. So this one fit perfectly for it. And so essentially, I think I'm going to give you a synopsis of hopefully what it's about. I'm pretty sure this is it. So I think it's about 3 different sisters who had some dark things happen in this house when they were younger. When they discovered the house, they realized that there was an unlimited amount of doors in this house, and they had keys to 3 different ones. And they went in there and had some sort of view of unspeakable horrors. And now one of those sisters has died, and the other 2 sisters are drawn back to the house to kind of figure out what's going on. That's all I really know about it. I hope I didn't butcher that synopsis. But anyways, it sounds pretty intriguing and definitely a fun one to get my Jawa prompt. Okay, so I'm going to be going for all the different neutral prompts because I'm trying to get powerful as part of my title. So I'm going to attempt to do all of them. And so the first one for that is telekinesis, and that is to choose a book with a hand on the cover. So for this one, I'm going to read When Things Went Dark. And this is another book off my NetGalley TBR, so I'm going to give you the synopsis here. But I'm excited about this one because it involves reality TV. So it says, no murder has ever had more witnesses. 6 people land on a desert island ready to make their reality show debut. The contestants are suitably glamorous and dramatic, and they're also hungry to prove themselves. The stakes are high, and with millions of viewers watching, losing is not an option. But 3 weeks and 18 episodes later, 5 of the contestants sit in a Portuguese police station, and none of them are winners. Because 12 million people were watching when Rhys Sutton died on camera, and someone must pay for the crime. The best friend, the rival, the girlfriend, the lover, and the sworn enemy are left standing. And of course, no one is talking, but how do you keep secrets when the world has been watching? Especially when, just a day before his murder, Rhys was the most hated man on television. That sounds so good. I'm really excited to read that one, and I feel like it's going to be very easy to complete that prompt because I feel like I'm going to fly through that one. So then next up is Force Healing, which is to read a comfort read or a book that has cozy vibes. So for this one, I'm going to try and do Heartstopper Volume 3. Editing Eric here. Not sure why I said Volume 3. It's definitely Volume 5. But yeah, Volume 5. I had to get the UK version because I have all the other UK versions for the other ones, and the UK versions are just black and white, whereas the ones in US and Canada for some reason have a green tint to them. So I ordered it from the UK Amazon, and it says it'll come about halfway through the month, so I'll be picking that one up whenever it arrives. But yeah, I'm hoping to do that one. Then the next prompt is Battle Meditation, and so this is to roll a number generator between 0 and 3 and see what you get, and that's how many books you have to read. So for this one, I did the roll and I got the same number as last time. I got 2, so I need to read 2 books for this prompt. So the first one I'm going to read for that is The Day He Never Came Home, another book of my NetGalley TBR, And so this is following a woman who is married to her husband. Her husband has kind of been like elusive about his past, but she's very trusting in him because he's always providing for her and their children. So one day he doesn't come home and the FBI come looking for him. And so they're all like, where is he? And she finds out that he's been running like a Ponzi scheme this whole time. And so he's not actually who she thinks he is. And he's been living under like an alias. But he did leave her a lake house completely in her name. And so she doesn't tell the FBI this. And so from there, things start happening where she kind of gets pulled into the crime and has to figure out how to protect her family. That's all I know, but it sounds pretty interesting, so I'm definitely intrigued to read this one. The other book I'm going to be reading for this is another one on my NetGalley TBR. As you can see, I'm trying to crush through that TBR and get a little handle on it. And this one is called This Girl's a Killer. So this is about a girl who has taken it upon herself to cull all the bad men from where she is. So she will be like courting them in order to get in with them and then murder them. The men that she targets are ones that have like previously gotten away for bad deeds that they've done in the past. And so she's taken it upon herself to be like the angel of justice or something. And anyways, so we're following along with her story, and her best friend starts dating somebody that she finds out has had a bad past. And so from there, she kind of has to like figure out what to do, if she's going to interfere and get in there or leave it alone. We don't know. We're going to find out when we read the book. But yeah, definitely sounds like an interesting read and something that is a storyline I'm not used to, but I'm excited to like try out and see how it goes. Then next up I have Force Barrier, which is to read a book with a cover you don't really like. And so for this one, I'm going the poetry route, and I'm going to be reading Milk and Honey because I'm not a big fan of this cover. Like it's just all black with 2 bees on it, and it's like, I'm all for bees and everything, but like I just find this book cover to be kind of boring. So yeah, it'll also be an easier one to read because it's poetry, so I can like fly through it quickly. So it was a little bit of a strategic pick, but also I was looking through all my book covers, and like I pretty much buy all my books because I like the covers. So yeah, this was one that just stuck out as something I didn't really care for. Then we have Force Empathy, and so this is to read a book that is like a DNF, one that you had started reading and put down, or to do a complete reread. So I haven't exactly chosen for this one yet, but I think I'm going to reread one of my Batman graphic novels because I have a whole bunch of them, and I really like Batman, so that would be an easy one to complete for me, and I can dive back into the world of Batman again. So yeah, I'm definitely going to use one of those. Then next up is Doppelganger, and so this is to read a book with 2 of the same thing on the cover. So I'm choosing Beasts of Prey because it has multiple fern leaves on there. This is one of my Once Upon a Book Club book box books, and I've had it for years, and so I'm excited to finally jump into it and do the book box, and probably film like a separate vlog for that, just because I really enjoy doing this book box and like opening things up as I read and fully immersing myself in the story. So yeah, I felt like this would be a fun one to do. This one is kind of a chunker. It's almost 500 pages, which is quite big for me, but I'm going to try my best to read through it and do it. It's also a fantasy book, so like I'm excited to jump into another fantasy because I haven't really read one in a while. So yeah, that'll be fun. This TBR is very heavily like thrillers too, so it'll be exciting to have like a little bit of variation in there. So yeah, this is that one. I'm going to try and assemble one companion to go with me, and so I'm going to do the Fadier, I think is how you say that, or Fadier, I don't know how to say it properly. But this one is to read a book where it looks like somebody is unhappy on the cover. And so I'm going to be reading My Darling Dreadful Thing. This is another one on my NetGalley TBR, and this is following a main character who has like, I don't know, it's like involving seances, and I think they meet somebody at a seance that they kind of fall for and go with them to their like elusive mansion or something like that, or castle, something along those lines, and then they're seeing like ghosts in this castle. I'm probably totally butchering this, but then someone dies at the castle and everybody thinks it's this person, like this main character that killed that person, and so now they have to like prove themselves as not guilty. I could have butchered that. I feel like that's what it was. I am okay with not exactly knowing like the full premise going into this one because it'll be interesting to find out and see just like where it goes. Sometimes it's fun to just jump into a book without knowing fully like what it's about. So yeah, but I wanted to do one of the companions because I gotta have a companion if I'm gonna be like a intense bounty hunter. I gotta have a little companion to go with me on all my travels. So yeah. And then the last one for the neutral prompts was precognition. And so this is to roll a die, and based on what number you get, that's the starting letter you need to use. So I did a random dice generator and I got 6, which is a T. So for that, I'm choosing 13 ways to kill Lulubelle Rock. I know it's kind of hard to read because it's a very flashy cover, but this one is following a clone who has to murder their previous clones. I don't know why exactly they have to murder their previous clones, but they're going on a hunt to kill other versions of themselves. And I find that so fascinating. This one's from Angry Robot Books, and they sent this along my way, and I'm very excited to get to this one. So yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. So with this path that I've done on my checklist here, it shows me, I'm not using the character sheet yet because I'm going to fill out the character sheet as I go. I've written it all down on my notepad to like keep track, and then I'll like fill it in as I go. But what I have here is I'm eventually going to be, my hope is a powerful sharpshooter master hunter. So the way I'm going to get sharpshooter is if I can complete 3 books within 7 days. I feel like if I do the 2 graphic novels and then 1 full book, I can actually complete that, and that'll give me like the sharpshooter portion of that. So I'm going to try my best. We'll see where we go, but I'm hoping I can complete that and become a powerful sharpshooter master hunter. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to be participating in the readathon. I would love to know what you're trying to go for, so definitely comment that in the comments down below. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Steph and I and the other co-hosts will be planning some reading sprints, so stay tuned for that. We'll definitely be posting in the Discord. Also, there's a Discord, so the link is in the announcement video. I'll try and put it in the description of this one if I remember. But yeah, that's where everybody can get updated, and we'll also post it on our social media channels. But yeah, looking forward to kicking off the readathon and having lots of like Star Wars fun with you guys. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Coffee page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as links by my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you're notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And until next time, keep on reading.